All right, it is a question the government has yet to answer. Is crypto a currency or a security? Some type of different investment. And what the Securities and Exchange Commission concludes with Ripple XRP could set the rules going forward for the entire crypto world. Let's get to Charlie Gasparino joining us now on what's at stake, not just for XRP, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big case, and I'll tell you why, Liz. Not only is the SEC suing Ripple, saying that it issued XRP illegally without registering them as securities, thus its whole operation is essentially illegal, more or less. I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of what they're saying. Some of the XRP holders are now suing the SEC as well, saying that the SEC is applying different standards to different players, accusing some SEC officials of benefiting other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum as they do business with Ethereum. That's in some of these documents. And I'm going to be reporting more about this in days and weeks ahead. This is a pretty wild case of holders of XRP suing the SEC. So when this whole ball of wax unwinds, I know a lot of people I speak to say that it's going to be, we're going to get some determination on the future of the SEC's enforcement, how far it can crack down, what is a currency, what isn't. And maybe, just maybe, Congress gets involved in this and sorts this stuff out, because what we have right now is a mess. Let's look at it this way, Liz. And this is what the XRP people and the Ripple people will tell you. Ethereum was created back in 2014. It issued securities to create Ethereum, much like Ripple, it issued securities, in their case XRP, to create Ripple. That does, but Ethereum has been given the green light. It could keep working, even though it didn't register any of this stuff. Ripple, as you know, is being sued. What's the difference between Ripple and Ethereum? Well, the SEC would say Ripple is still building out its platform. The Ethereum platform is built out. The stuff is now trading like any other commodity, not a security that is used to build something where you get something in return. This is a lot of gray area here, if you see what I'm saying. And that's where this thing gets really murky. And I think the one thing I will tell you is that, again, there's a civil case. If it's allowed to proceed, they have taken depositions from SEC officials on this civil case. It's going to be pretty interesting how that works with the SEC's case against Ripple. And Gary Gensler's now, he's the new SEC chairman, taking over for Jay Clayton, who launched the Ripple case. Gensler's going even further. He's going after Coinbase and other issues, so other crypto entities. So this is really big here. And I think somebody, an adult in the room, has to come down and lay out regulations that are some sort of, that are consistent, that we don't have regulation by enforcement, because this business is too big. It's $3 trillion. There's a lot of major players in it. I know tons of hedge funds, like major player hedge funds. These are serious people that are in it. The blockchain technology, which is the heart of the whole business, the tokens fund the blockchain, which makes transactions, is considered something that is revolutionary, or could be revolutionary. It needs to develop. The only way you develop is to set a whole set of rules. Maybe the thing is, and I've been speaking with SEC people and former SEC people about it, maybe and they agree that there's a regulatory sort of mishmash here. Maybe, and they've raised this, that the president's working group on cryptocurrency could act as an Uber regulator.
And I don't know, Charlie, and I don't know if Ripple investors believe that the SEC is going to be successful. That crypto is up right now 4.7%. But over the past year, the return is 408%.
Yeah, listen, they don't have a bad case, according to lawyers I speak to. Look at it this way. Ethereum was created, right? The Ethereum blockchain was created. They used financing to do that. They sold some crypto, some token. Can't remember which one. Ether came out later, as you know. The SEC says that Ethereum is not, and those tokens are not, that are trading now, are not securities, because the creation of Ethereum is old, and now they just trade out there like commodities. That standard is almost the same thing with Ripple. The only thing different is the SEC is saying Ripple is still building out its technology. There's some real gray area here. And by the way, Hester Pierce has it right. They probably should do a safe harbor. and then try to get a presence working group to be the Uber regulator here.
Well, it is the early stages. We're in the incipient months of the
Yeah, but this is where you don't want to
stuff,
stifle innovation. You do not want to stifle innovation here. It's key if you think this is going to work.
Yeah, I got it. XRP, again, up 4.7%. Space